So let me get this straight a little bit forward. So you're telling me a kid who technically uses his imagination or be basically playing the hero to some sort of way of his own imagination, just try to be more like a person who wants to help with his imagination, or be just a kid that technically wants to watch his drunk father. Technically, the father blames the boy for losing his wife in a car accident. It kind of reminds me with William back in Life is Strange. I mean, did the exact same. I mean, basically, but it's the exact same thing. But the difference between that, the son and the mother, and the wife, basically, the wife, Joyce, wants basically have groceries, and then technically the William tries to pick her up. Then he dies. But I don't know the cause why the mother of the child, or Chris, take the car. I don't know about. But I suppose the so-called imagination the imagination of one child try to do all the chores. I mean, basically, we don't even want to do all the chores. They say that technically it's not necessary to complete the full ammo. All you need to do is just do a few jobs and see basically your father passed out, and then you wake him up, and then the game ends. That's all. I mean, besides the point that I really like about this game, it's really simple. Even though it's a short game and also it takes place in the mid-story section of episode 2 of Life is Strange 2, try to show you that technically this father lost basically everything. His wife is basically the reason why he's basically really cleaned off, but the loss of it cost him a lot. And sometimes basically I'm not quite blame him, because basically to lose someone that technically you are married to, you give he gives you the miracle of all presents, a kid, and just to lose that precious life the other half lost to a car accident, and then you blame your kid for it, is beyond not fair. The kid did nothing wrong. Never blame a child for a death he did not commit, or basically it doesn't even know he was the one responsible to it, even though it's not responsible for, not losing everything. I'm not quite sure that this game is short, but to be fair with you here, it's not supposed to be that promisable. And even though I like basically sometimes, and to be fair, not sometimes I like basically the father, technically he swears a lot, because I'm not blaming him. The anger, plus with the mixture you try to play the game, plus basically you remember your wife dies, basically you cannot control the rage that consumes you. You lost a part of your soul. Losing someone you care about, a married woman, is like a half of your soul is completed with her, but in a sum of the finger it's all gone. Losing someone you care about is the same way of life. It's the completion, but losing that part, meaning losing the 50% of your life, the 50% of who you are as a person with that person, and then you swear to to complete your life with that person. But a child caused this. It doesn't really his fault, because that child played with his imagination and he tried to help. Even though he do the sorceries, even though we see basically the picture that technically see the memory and knowledge of the Greek, and the child dies beyond damnationable, yes. But at least basically, at least we can see basically how can gonna happen. But basically, a child doesn't try to help his father to deal with his grief, managed to make two kids who wants to escape away from the grueliness of their own race, of other people's race, because basically they are racist in this game. Also with the ugliness of the manhood itself in this game, and that and that and that. and then peace.